Seth Miranda here in my studio in Manhattan. I'm with Sheila. What's going on, girl? I know it's been too long. I know I keep on telling you I'll take you out, but it's just, you know, stuff comes up. All right, MavFan1, thank you so much. Okay, so I haven't gone live in a while. I tried to do every Saturday and then life got crazy, work got crazy, and when I do jobs in this studio, I can't exactly go live all the time. So I wanted to do something and I had no plan of action as usual. And I think that I wanted to do something. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I see all the hellos. And I wanted to do something from scratch because I wanted to show you guys this bag. And usually when I do demos, I'm kind of like already going and I have the laptop set up and, you know, all my lights out and things like that. But today I wanted to walk in here. Yeah, you guys are going to get an echo because this room is echoey and this mic can only do so much. I mean, I'm using an iPhone as my mic. So yeah, Sheila is looking good, right? Damn, girl. Don't let anyone tell you your style is out of fashion. Don't let anyone tell you that, all right? Listen, the early 80s are still going strong. Okay, so long story short, I packed a brand new bag that you guys might have seen me open up on IGTV, and I went through all the features of it. Well, now I actually put it into play, and I packed it up, and I took it over here to the studio. So I weighed it. It is 40 pounds, 40 pounds for you in the UK. I don't know what that translates to. And it is the Wandrd Profoto 31 liter. So it is a Rolltop backpack. This thing still isn't maxed out. I still have a little bit of room that I can max out on it, but I wanted to see what I could do with what I could pack in it. So usually when I'm packing a Rolltop bag, it's a supplemental bag. So this is usually my cameras, my lenses, speed lights, triggers, some light grip, maybe reflectors of some type, streaming equipment like this Mevo, which is the only thing I took out of this bag was this Mevo camera right here, which is like this big, Gorilla Pods, you know, tapes, clamps, whatever I can figure out. And all my tethering stuff, right? Like my laptop, my iPads, all the chargers, all the power cables. It's not just about like, oh, let me get a camera and a lens in there. It's about what can I do to get a studio type level out there in the field or anywhere I'm at. So 18 kilos, there you go. Thank you, Jimmy Hill. So I want to start from complete scratch, meaning I'm gonna have to set up the tether. I'm gonna have to start pulling things out of here. And one of the first things I want you guys to realize that with a bag like this, which is hybrid, right? It's not completely a photo bag and it's not completely a day banger that we call it so that you put all your stuff in and get going. For lifestyle, it's half and half. So, you know, you're not gonna fit everything for your photo. You're not gonna fit everything for lifestyle, but it'll get you to a place where it's all worth carrying on you and taking places. And usually I would have this plus my Think Tank Security V3 roller, which you guys have seen me use. And if I'm really on like a longer trip, I would take like a random duffel, like an OGO duffel bag and throw clothes in there. And usually I'll sneak some more modifiers like strip box and stuff in there. If I have that bag, why not use it? But today I'm gonna use only what's coming out of this bag. All this grip, all this studio gear, we're not touching it. It's only coming out of what's here. About the only thing I might use is possibly a V-flat, so that I don't have to move Sheila all around the place. I can just show you like, oh, if you have a white wall next to your model, here's what you can do. Okay, so let's open this thing up because I have to set up a tether first and foremost. And one of the things that really drew me to this bag was that this pocket is only for your laptop and your iPad and stuff like that. And in past with other roll tops, if this is how much junk I have jammed in there, I couldn't get into the bag to get to my laptop. Or if I got it out, if the bag was jammed up, something would slide underneath and I couldn't get the laptop back down into my bag and get going. There's a weird echo. So let me see if I can, iPhone mic. I'll lower the decibel on it. Did that help? Let me know. If there's a weird echo, it's probably because this room is echoey as hell. And it probably sounds like that all the time. You guys are just noticing it now. So, well, I can hear the echo physically in this space, so I apologize for the echo, guys. It might just be the space itself. Maybe next time I'll put more V-flats around me to absorb some reflection. Okay, so I don't know where I was, Vanessa Joy. Thanks for ruining me with this chat room and complaining about the audio. No, I'm just kidding. So like I said, usually when I'm rushing around going really fast, if I took the laptop out and my bag was jammed, something would go underneath here, and then just sliding it into the bag, my laptop back into the bag, would become a chore because I'm trying to, it's definitely a phone sound thing. You think? It's like you're in a stadium? Yeah, well, I can hear the echoing going on myself, so this isn't exactly the best mic in the world. Sorry, guys. Is it not tolerable? Should I just cut this stream off? Do you think I should cut this stream off? Tell me now. I'll just stop. But so what they did was actually make a separate compartment for your laptop, iPad, and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. So, you know, on the side of the harness, you unzip just this right here. And boom, right there I have my laptop, which I'm going to tether into to shoot Sheila. What's going on, girl? I didn't forget about you. You know, they won't understand us. They won't understand us. I'm going to set this up to tether into. So I'm going to put that like right here so that that's running. And I'm going to open up my iPad, and hopefully I can get this stream going up so I can actually see the chat in real time as opposed to just things. No issue for me. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mike James. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, there's the chat room. I'm watching you guys. All right, cool. So now I have the chat room rolling, so I can actually see the chat live, which is fantastic. We'll do this. Okay. So now this is where I can actually access all my photo gear. I could up the side and pull out from the side whatever I have set up over there. I actually, truth be told, I did have a challenge with this photo cube. If you're someone that's running a mirrorless system, some small body, smaller lenses, things like that, you probably won't run into the issues I was having. But because I'm running a Nikon D850 and a grip, so if you're someone that runs a flagship like a Nikon D5, a Canon 1DX Mark II, or bigger systems like that, your space is going to get kind of limited. And you can see that all this is everything else. This is just the photo gear. And I can take this whole cube out, and if I wanted to, I can, in 3 seconds, make this just an all open bag. Or I could take this cube out and put it into something else. So I always have my core camera gear like really consolidated into one area. So that's goes. All right, well, you guys are going after Vanessa, huh? There we go. Yeah, Vanessa. All right, so let's open up this. In the photo cube, I have, if you guys want to see, I have one Profoto A1, a Nikon D850 24-120 f4 lens. I have a 14mm 2.8, which is the old D drive lens. You guys saw me use that on the Nikon Z7 shoot and on the Amsterdam latex shoot that everyone seems to be a fan of. Vanessa says, turn up the heat, you look cold. Are you sure it isn't a little dark in there? Actually, it is. I'm sweaty as hell in here. It is gorgeous outside, but I'm sacrificing my beautiful day outside for you. No, it is gorgeous outside. I love when it's the beginning of the season here in New York. It's like the city comes alive. So like I said, I'm gonna have to have not just my camera, but like my tethering stuff, like cables, chargers, tether blocks, you know, all this stuff takes up space here and there, and every few inches actually makes a big difference. So that's the cube. I have 1, 2, 3 lenses, a speed light with all the accessories for it. I'm talking like all the magnetic junk that comes with the A1, the charger for the A1, which I'm actually gonna put on the AC now so that when I'm shooting in a minute, it won't go dead on me. Let me just put this up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them out in the chat. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm not here for Vanessa Joy, but I'm here for you. Okay. What's up, Andreas? Okay, so that's pretty much the core kit that I'm using. Now, here's the issue I ran into. I had to take my grip off of my D850 to get it to fit. I tried a million different variations. I tried really cheating this bag, but it really, because of the way that it manages weight, which is across your back widthwise and not off of your back, which was killing me with other bags, it doesn't puff out back. So it's never gonna change how thick it is off of your back really, so you only have so much room, and therefore I was only able to get the body without the grip. So I just chucked the grip in the main compartment, which is one of the reasons I love roll tops. I can just keep chucking it and moving, and it can change shape with me. So this is my Profoto A1. I got the domes, I got all this with the magnet system, blah, blah, blah. And I have the bounce card and the shoe that comes in. So everything that comes with the A1 is already in here, so I'm good to go. I'm gonna use the 24-120 lens, but I do have the 14-2.8, and I have a 105 micro 2.8, which is my favorite 3 lenses to put together for a roundabout use and whatever's gonna go on out there. So if I put this back together, I just zip this closed. I don't, you actually don't even have to zip all this closed. You just have to kind of make sure that the cube is in there. Otherwise, everything that's up here is just gonna shove right down there. Okay, so that's pretty much the photo gear, right? But with every light, with every everything outside of the camera, you need grip. You need something to go along with all of it. So let me close this up. The grip comes off, Vanessa. It's not like that 1DX Mark II you're using. That's just a giant camera. But that camera's awesome. You know, it's a flagship camera for a reason. The Nikon D5 is a beast too. But we're kind of moving away from that. So let's get to the Rolltop. And then I'll get into some grip. In the unboxing video on IGTV, you guys didn't see this. So these straps came inside the bag and they clip onto the little loopholes on everything else. This is awesome because I use a chrome heritage bag, which is one of my favorite bags of all time, but it doesn't carry everything. It's just a day banger bag. And on the outside of my heritage, there's a cargo net. And at first I was like, what the fuck is this cargo net? But then I started using it a lot. I threw my hoodie in there. I threw anything that was full of like grime or whatever from when I was working. I didn't want it in the bag. I put it on the outside, and I just. You have an echo to your sound. I know I have an echo. It's echoey in here. I can hear it myself. So I think that's just the nature of this. If my other, this probably sounds just like my other streams, to be honest with you. Maybe the iPad. No, the iPad's not a microphone for this. It's not the microphone on the phone either because it's not registering. Yeah. I don't know, guys. It's going to be the echo. All right. Let's open up the Rolltop version, the top of it, and I'll start getting into what I'm going to do for lighting this gorgeous woman that I'm so lucky to have in my life. Yeah, I'm talking about you. All right. Let's do this. So, it's a Rolltop bag, so I throw lifestyle stuff in there. I got, flannels and other stuff. And you can see that I literally just chuck things in there and just try to make them fit like Tetris kind of, so it works out. But it's really just a ton of grip. And, along with tethering comes hard drive. So there's another piece of room in your bag that you have to accommodate for. And cables, So I'll throw that over there. And stuff like that. So I always keep a Gorilla Pod on me, and this will actually support the A1. If I needed it off camera and I could just find something to brace it to, I don't need a full-size stand, even though I put a stand on the side of this bag, which we'll get to probably last. All right, so inside the bag, I have umbrella adapters just in case. I have a Lastolite Trifold umbrella, which is probably one of my favorite all collapsible umbrellas out there. So this turns into a 30+ inch umbrella shoot through, which makes my light a softer light source. It cuts down specularity. A Justin clamp, which I think is like the fail safe. If you're anywhere, you can put it on a chair and you have a cold shoe and you can actually just put your light anywhere, or it can go on a 5/8 stud and be on a light stand. So it's so versatile. I really love these things. Do not go for an off brand on this clamp. Saving 20 bucks and dropping a $600, $900 light, not worth it. So make sure you guys stick to the Manfrotto Justin clamp. I do custom outfit mine with a different shoe so that it's actually screwed down. They come out of the box with a press fit, which is whatever. I'm not really into those. And then of course I got these guys. So these are the Lastolite Halo Reflector and Diffuser. And I'm going to use these. You guys saw Daniel use them on Adorama TV. Well, they're actually mine, but I'm going to use them today. So my only light source is going to be this 1A1, and I'm going to do a lot with it. And I'm just able to carry all this stuff. So I'm going to get as much of a studio look as I can just out of this backpack, which is what I wanted to see if we could get enough junk in here. Okay, so more chargers, right? So I'm going to put this on the AC. So if my battery runs out on my camera, I got, because you never know. You never know. The last thing I need to do is have a dead battery on a live stream. Is there any questions out there? You guys seem pretty quiet. I'm gonna just plug this in. This is for real. I'm not just like setting this up. like, oh, you know, this happens to be in my bag. Like, no, I pack this bag as if I was going to some random place to do maybe a quick corporate headshot or something, you know. Man, is no one talking in the chat? Okay, so more cables, because if there's one thing about tethering, you can never have enough backup USB cables. And here it is, my grip from my Nikon, because this thing was just too much for this body to fit in the photo cube compartment area in this bag. But that's not a deal breaker for me. There's going to be a compromise somewhere, you know what I mean? If it's not a full-on photo bag, you're going to have a compromise somewhere. Okay, let me see. Is there anybody, are you guys still in the chat? Because I don't see this chat room moving at all, really. I don't know. Or maybe it's this feed that's too slow. A power bank, pretty much to charge anything through USB. And it's just a good thing to have, you know, for phones. We're constantly live streaming, constantly recording things, stuff like that. So, you know, you can grab these, you know, this is a 25,000 milliamp, yeah. And I got it off Amazon, to be honest with you. Okay, and power for the laptop. So this is more space. What the hell was that? Oh, I have loom cubes in here too, because loom cubes take up like no space, but you can do so much with them, like shutter drags. So let me plug in my laptop. But you see how everything has a supplemental something with it. So if you're going to take something with you, there's always something that has to go with it, whether it's power or grip or basing or something like that. It's always, oh my God, I'm stuck on the bag with the friggin' lav. Okay, let me plug this in. Don't knock over the coffee, we're all right. I'm gonna plug this into here. Okay, so, let me see. I've used the Trifold umbrella on a few shots now, so useful, and love how it's multiple. Yeah, so this Trifold, if you've never seen me use this, you can go on Adorama's IGTV. There's at least 2 or 3 streams where I use it, and I'm gonna use it right here. I'm hoping to get 2, if not 3 different lighting setups out of what I have here, and something that's not gonna be really, really annoying. All that weight without a hip belt, you will feel your shoulders at the end of the day. So, you know, I said that there is a hip belt that comes with this. I took it off. And I took it off because I don't like them. They kind of get caught on everything. Every time I try to stow a bag, it gets stuck. And I walked up here from the Lower East Side to Chelsea, which is easily like 40 blocks. No problem, with 40 pounds on my back, but it was spread out correctly. No chocolate bar for hysterical models. No chocolate bars. Okay. And I also want to point out that everything seems really, really well made, really detailed. Like even the roll top has this little bit of a flip down to get you started on the roll, which is really good. Let me see. I got a bunch of micro gaff tape in here, which I always carry. A light meter, which you never know, can get you out of some hard situations. Of course, I have 2 loom cubes. You guys saw me use loom cube on Adorama IGTV. They're just really good constant light sources to chuck in your bag and forget about them. Let's see. I have a memory card wallet, you know, and I gotta tell you, most of the time I use a memory card wallet. It isn't even for shooting. It's because we're on the fly and we're trying to send each other video footage when we're doing Adorama TV stuff or whatever. And the fastest thing I can do is just throw it into an SD card and give it to somebody. So I always carry one of those. And this is the Photo Brigade branded Tenba memory card wallet, because Photo Brigade's dope. And if you guys aren't watching it, check it out on Facebook at Photo Brigade. And of course I have a Profoto non-TTL air remote, so I can take this light off camera, use just one light, and it's non-TTL, so someone can hand me a camera that's not my own and I can still shoot. There's a lot of times where we're asked to test cameras, or I'm with Daniel and he uses a Canon or a Hasselblad or a Fuji, and you know, or Vanessa Joy comes by and she hands me her Canon for 3 seconds. I can get the lights to trigger, things like that. I noticed in your live shoots that you tend to shoot the D850 at ISO 100. Since the base ISO is 64, I was wondering if ISO 100 works out better for you in some lighting reason. So the reason I usually start off my, when you guys see me shoot live, I do 100 ISO. I don't like to put anything in my camera against the wall, meaning extreme settings. So even though my camera can actually go down to 50 ISO in reality, 100 ISO gives me that extra little bit of a half stop backwards in case I'm I like where my shutter speed's at. I like where my aperture's at. Whatever else, the ISO can step back just a little bit in case I need that little bit of leeway. Otherwise, I also want you guys to know that when you lower your ISO all the way back down, if it says like low, LO, or like isn't a number value, you're actually limiting the dynamic range of the sensor at that point. So you're actually not doing yourself any favors. 100 seems to be like pretty great. I don't see any difference in noise. Obviously, it's like ridiculous, but I do like knowing that in my head, it's like this eject sheet that if I needed, I can get to 64 ISO if I needed a little less sensitivity at that time. All right, so, bongo ties. If you don't know what bongo ties are, these things are the best. I use them out in the street all the time. If there's like a pole nearby and I just have a speed light in my hand, I can put the speed light like on a pole, and you can see that these just wrap around and then just like that. And this will actually hold a speed light up. It actually does it. So I use these a lot. Have I missed it, or do you still have a small softbox to show? Trying to see what a good small would be for speed lights. So yeah, I usually use the Lastolite Easy Box 2, you guys probably see me do, or the Joe McNally revision of that box. It doesn't work with the A1. I tried, I've modified it, I got it to fit. It doesn't really work that well. I am working with a lot of other things to modify the A1. There's things coming out for it. There's custom-made brackets, which is what you guys usually see me use. I actually have custom-made speed ring brackets for the Profoto A1, and I know that drives people crazy because you can't just go out and buy them, but hopefully Profoto will go and make a friggin' something that modifies the speed light aside from a giant bracket. There's third parties that are doing a lot of things. I know Lastolite is working on a bunch of modifiers for the A1, and one of them is including the Easy Box 2. So if you're using a traditional speed light that's square, rectangle rather, look at the Lastolite Easy Box series. I really like them. If you're looking to do something between speed light and studio lighting, like a monolight, look at the Westcott switch system. It's kind of growing and stuff like that. Okay, let me see what else I got. More micro gaff, because you can never have enough tape. I love tape, always a good thing to have. Oh, charger for the iPad. See, you have the iPad, supplemental garbage for it. Everything, nothing is just one thing. It's always like 40 things. So there's more gaff in here, and actually so for my GorillaPod, a phone bracket, because usually I'm going live with you guys and it helps me out. So, but today we're using the Mevo. So that's and then this giant bag is now this big if I took out all like the stuff I'm working with. So it's pretty, that's what I just love roll tops. If you're someone that doesn't want to have a big bag on you all the time, if you're going somewhere to drop something off, they're just awesome. I mean, look at this. And these are magnetic, so they just go together easily and boom. So they did a good job. One thing, if Wandrd, if you're watching, if you could put a side handle somewhere on this, because I was running off of a train with it one night ago, and I had nothing to grab onto, and I was just jumping out of there, and I had to grab it from something, and there was like a crowd. I'm like, if I just had like a side handle that I could actually hold it sideways like a briefcase, that'd have been baller. But I'm not gonna hate you for that. So also on the side, I threw this one light stand, because if I don't have anything to grip it to with the GorillaPod or the Justin clamp, I have this guy. And this is the smallest, but still not completely useless stand ever. So this is the, what is this? The Matthews Mini Reverse Folding Stand. This one is the smallest folding down, gets you to 7 feet, and is still stable. And because it's reverse folding, I can get the legs all the way flat. And if I needed to, I'll lose a little bit of height, but I can put my photo bag on top of it as a weight, or I could physically step on it like I've done before. You guys saw me use this in every video I did from Europe this year. The Amsterdam latex video, the Makeup Forever Paris video, the Photokina demo that I did for Lastolite. So, Daniel Norton's in the chat. Fantastic. It's an all-star cast. So yeah, we are like fully, oh wait, I didn't even go into this. Sorry guys. But the entire front is its own pocket. So this whole thing is a pocket, and what I did with those is I put all my filters, my polarizers, anything that lays flat. you know, lens cloths, more filters, promo material, and some other things. You know, extra batteries for my Fuji if I felt like doing some point and shoot type stuff, you know, street photography, I should call it. You know, I have it on me, and every zipper is weather sealed to a degree. So it just feels well thought out. I'm really into this bag. I'm hoping it sticks with me for the long run. But I think design wise, they did a good job. There's a couple things I would change on it, which I already discussed, but for the most part, I'm feeling it. Okay, so, oh, and this was where the reverse stand came out of. If I just zip it, now it's flush against the bag, so nothing's like hanging out, it stays tight, and now it's not 40 pounds anymore. Okay, there's still 3 lenses in there though. All right, let's actually get set up for tethering, okay? I'm gonna drag all this stuff over here and give myself some room, and we're gonna actually light up Sheila with whatever came out of this Wandrd bag. Any questions while I'm doing this, let me know. You're gonna hear some weird noises right now. Give myself some room here. Okay, let me set up the iPad over here so I can actually see you guys talking, and then what I'll do is I'll turn the Mevo into the screen so you guys can see the shots like we normally do it. Right now it is a mess because I didn't set this up before we went live, because you know I'm good like that. Hard drive can go over here, and coffee, we got to make sure the coffee is preserved. I'm gonna put this over here. I gotta negotiate some space here. I apologize. This is real, this is live, this is what it is. Okay, whoop, and I lost my power to the laptop. So all in all, I say I carried a ton of stuff, and I can definitely get some shots out of this that won't look like it's just on the fly with high ISO or just direct on camera flash, which is kind of like my goal in most cases. So let me put on new session. I will put on a folder I already created called the date of today, and we should be good. Okay, so the A1 battery can go over here. You guys can stay right here, and I'm gonna put you into, where did I put my power adapter? Oh, it's over there. Take a walk with me, guys. What iPad case do you use? I use the cheapest one I found on Amazon that didn't have a completely terrible rating, if I'm being honest. I trashed them, and I didn't feel like spending money on it, so. And this is totally like the shadiest iPad ever. I don't really use it too much except for stuff like this, so. Okay, so now I need to set up a tether. Let's get my Nikon over here. And what did I just do with my, I zipped it back up, guys. Did I close it back up? I'm looking for my USB power, my USB booster, which actually should, oh look, my coffee's right there in the front of the lens. How classy am I? How classy am I? And just getting back into the bag, I don't have to go down the whole roll top. I can just open this up, and yep, there it is, boom. Okay, let me move my coffee so it's not like in the lens of, hold on. The pen holder is a good little, you know, little add-on right there. But it's not make or break. And I gotta tell you, I bought this thing hoping I could learn how to draw from an app, and I haven't found an app that properly lets you do lessons on drawing, but lets you do amazing artwork if you can already draw. So that's incredible. Okay, so I'm setting up my booster, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just going to shoot a photo with what light I have in here, just to know what I'm dealing with, and some light readings through the camera and see what's up. Let me set up this tether a little cleaner. If there's any questions, let me know right now. I'm sorry this is dragging a little bit, guys. It is a Saturday. We're in this together. Okay, let me see. Let me put this, and now I'm tangled up in my lap, which is always a good deal. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here. Let me see what I can do to get you guys a clean view of the screen without blocking the entire shoot itself. Let me see, does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So you guys can actually, let me just test it. And yeah, there you go. So you can start seeing some images. I mean, it is going to be a video of a screen, so you're not going to see like the most amazing stuff. I'll try to put it in the lens when I can. Hey Seth or Daniel, there was no streaming in X hours, heads up on the last onset and I missed it. Could someone mention it to Adorama? That might be a YouTube issue, to be honest with you. It does happen. You might want to unclick the bell and click the bell again. You might have to just refresh your subscription, so to speak. All right. So I have my Nikon D850 with the grip, 24 to 120 f4 lens. I love this lens. I do wish they made like a faster version of it. I would pay like $3 grand for that lens. I know it would be ridiculous and probably huge, but whatever. You know, sometimes it's worth the compromise. So I'm setting up my booster into my tether. I'm going to turn my camera on and I'm going to set my quality to just raw files because we don't care about raw plus JPEG. And I'm going to take my ISO and I'm going to go down to 100 like we just discussed. And I am going to go and put my camera to about, I'm going to start off at f8 and I'm going to go to my flash sync, which is 250th. And hopefully I won't see any light in the space. Let's take a look. Hey girl, how you doing? She's like, oh, what's up, Seth? It's been a while. I'm like, I know, Sheila. I know it's been a while. I'm busy. It's not, there's nothing else. It's just work. I'm not trying to like, you know, forget about you. I'm not trying to duck you. It's just busy. I'm busy out there. I don't know. I'm sorry. Let's take a look. Oh, and boom, nothing in there. And if I go into my exposure settings, we don't start seeing her till plus 2.5 stops, which is good for me. So that means I'm only going to be recording the light that I'm creating, unless I want to drag my shutter to allow some more ambient light to affect my shot. I am using a single light. So what does that mean? Well, my shadows are going to be 2.5 stops away from my exposure if I'm creating the light. That's all I got to remember. So if I'm starting to open up things, you know, once I get to f4, I might actually start seeing that light. If I was using a faster lens to 2.8 or 1.4, I might be seeing the ambient light come into play because I'm exposing for just one light source, and that just showed you where my shadows are falling. Okay. Seth for the lead role in Mannequin remake. Yeah, hey, well, you know, she's so boop adorable. Okay, so Sheila, so with all jokes aside, Sheila is pretty tall. So I'm 6'1", I'm gonna say she's around 5'10", and I have a stand that in theory can go to 7 feet, but keep in mind you don't wanna stretch out your stand because it might be unstable. So let's take out that reverse stand that I brought in here with the backpack. Let's drop this thing down. Loosen it up. Whoa, what happened here? And I bent my stand. My stand is bent. There we go. So you see the reverse legs? It can go completely flat to the floor, so I can put my foot on it if I feel it's unstable and I'm shooting that close, or I can put my photo bag on it. It's also probably the most stable it'll be because it's like the largest footprint you're gonna have. Let me turn this iPad so I can see you guys. Okay, and I'm going to start off with a bit of a tier. You never want to like max out. You hear that? You don't want to max it out because that's where you start to make a weak point. I'm going to give everything like a little bit of an even start. And then I'll worry about maxing it out because right now this is where the stand is not completely maxed out, but it gives me room. Also, you have to keep in mind we're going to put on some grip that'll give me a few more inches, then the flash head itself. So we're going to run into some, we luck out a little bit. However, with the speed light, we're going to modify it. And if we start using a 30-inch umbrella, that means if my light's here, 30 inches is around here. If I start shooting her, I'm going to start looking at an umbrella. So these are all factors I have to, no sandbag in the backpack. No, there is no sandbag in the backpack. However, They do make these empty sandbags that you can roll up, put in your bag, and when you're on set, you can put water bottles in there, rocks, or you can take water bottles and fill them up with sand if you're around somewhere, if you're shooting on a beach location, things like that. You know, it's pretty cool and it's cheap. I think it was like 20, it's like 20 bucks, and you can get an off-brand on that or whatever. Okay, so I could either start off, actually let me build the halo reflector so that we always have them in play, because we'll worry about whether I'm going to use that or bounce it or maybe use the umbrella. I mean, I have a lot of options here, and that's kind of one of the things I love about speedlights. So let's open up the Lastolite diffusers and reflectors. So these are the halos. This is the same thing as your circle reflector that's probably like this big. We're going to start off with the diffuser. So let's open this up. They've reinvented the wheel right here, you know? So let me see if I can get some space so you guys can see this. And boom, I got myself a circle. And now I just got to click the skin in. And yeah, this doesn't deploy maybe as fast as a circle reflector, but notice I have it on me, and a circle reflector, I might not. So this is one of those things that if you it's not, oh, quick, pop it out. It's get it set up, have it ready type of a thing. What stand is that? This is the Matthews Mini Reverse Stand. It's probably the smallest stand I found that will fit in a carry-on bag or in a backpack or something like that. So, and this is about a 2-stop diffusion material, which means if I push a light through it, I'm going to lose about 2 stops of light. Although in my findings shooting with this, it's more like a stop and a half. I'm actually getting a little more light than I thought. So now I have a diffuser. This could be the size of my light if I rig it correctly. And along with that, because one of the cool things about, let me set this back up. Because one of the cool things about speedlights, well, actually not one of the cool things, but one of the things that I try to always push around with speedlights is that when you're shooting with them, you only have so much light coming out, right? So whatever's dying off, try to scoop that light back up and chuck it back into your shot, which is what reflectors and bouncing and getting near white walls and things will help you out with, instead of just like letting that light die off. You don't need it to spill over, you just need it to affect your shot positively. Okay. And then this is the same exact thing, but a reflector. So let's do this. And no joke, I've had this in my back pocket walking to places with just a speed light, this in my back pocket, give the speed light to somebody, have them hold this up, shoot through it, reflect off of it, whatever you're gonna do, and it changes your shot dramatically and it fits in your pocket. This is the reflector skin, so it's silver or white, like most reflectors are. And the white will give you a more smooth, even look to it. The silver will give you that directional, like punchy, snappy bounce kind of look. Definitely good for catch lights if you're one of those type of people. Me, I like dead eyes, but I don't think clients or civilians, as I like to call them, like dead eyes. But these are awesome. I love them. They're about 80 bucks, but they're totally worth it because it's the reflector or the diffuser that you're going to actually carry with you and use, as opposed to a circle reflector, which may be cheaper, but you're not going to bring it with you. So I just carried 2 of these into a backpack with no problem. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, so let's rig the speed light. How about we do this? I'll shoot with an on-camera light because, people love that. And we'll actually modify it. Man, I wish I brought a bottle of water. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so let's take this Profoto A1 and I'm gonna turn it on. It'll tell me how much battery I got left. And it looks like, oh, good, I charged it. Yay, yay Profoto. Channel 3, I'm gonna put it on group A just to make sure it's the only light I'm using, so why not? I'm gonna turn the head on because right now this head is off. The reason the head is off is because almost always this is the light that I use as my trigger. Or I use as my trigger plus a fill light just from being on camera because it's on axis with my lens and it'll always fill in the shadows where I need them. And I can control it by like 1/10 of a stop, which is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put it on TTL we're gonna shoot at the same exact settings that I did that black frame with. I'm even gonna give myself a little bit of leeway and put on the dome. Not that's gonna make much of a difference. And let's TTL this bad boy. Let's TTL this bad boy. Yeah. Let's take a look. Oh, what a shock. It looks like black because it's an on-camera flash. It's paparazzi garbage. I mean, you know, we don't care. So I'm going to now take it off camera because we all know that's where it's going to start getting better. And now I got to decide how I'm going to rig this. So I could go with the Trifold umbrella, which is right here. All right. I know this is like a slow, long one, but you know, they all can't be super speedy, these demos. And if they're gonna go long and drawn out, they'll let it be on my channel. Okay, so this is brand new. Oh, look at that. And out of that comes this. So look at the size of this light now. This is, let me grab this to the floor. So this is Sheila's face. This is the size of my light. Therefore, sort my light in relation to my subject, the softer it's going to be, which means not hard shadows. It's not using the iPhone microphone. You guys hear that? That's not the iPhone microphone. It's just echoing here, I'm telling you.
If you were using the iPhone microphone, you wouldn't hear this.
Okay, let's rig this. So let's start off with something easy. We'll start off with we'll do the umbrella. So I have an umbrella adapter. I'm gonna put this on here. Oh yeah, so the umbrella adapter they come in all sorts of things. This is a plastic PhotoFlex. It's an old one. Truth be told, all my good gear is inside my think tank, which is at Adorama right now, locked up. So I'm using some like B-string type materials I've had around. So you can get a 5/8 post, right here, jam it in there, tighten it down, and then voila, you have a 5/8 post with a flexible joint, and this will go onto your stand. And then that right there is the umbrella adapter itself. And when you're using a trifold umbrella, keep in mind that the hole that the umbrella rod goes through, they're all different sizes. You want to make sure that with a trifold umbrella, the telescopes into the rod, that it's going to be fatter. So it actually make sure that it actually fits inside your umbrella adapter, because some of them just won't. Okay, let me put this on a stand. And then on here, you can use a couple of things to mount the light, a cold shoe, or the stand that, comes with your flash usually. They have like a little foot. I'll show you that. The Profoto one, I did bring that one. It is right here. Let's put this on first. I've got like 40 things going on. Sorry guys, I'm gonna put you in my pocket for a second. All right, I'm gonna mount this to here. And nice and tight. And we can pivot the light, you know, however we want. But for the most part, you're going to be looking at, oh, you know what? I did this backwards. Sorry, guys. I'm a schmuck. Let me show you what I did backwards, because I'm talking. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Here we go. I'll show you. I put the 5/8 stud that I was going to put the light on this half. What I should have done was taken it and put it on this half, because then what I actually have is the ability to pivot the entire light with the umbrella. So the umbrella adapter's here, it'll move the umbrella. I totally messed that up. I'm a jerk, and I'm going to fix that right now. Don't forget to mention the wider, see? Yeah, it's okay, man. Every time I do one of these demos, someone always I always have to mention that, because I ran into that problem a long time ago. I bought like 6 freaking umbrella adapters and none of them fit, and I ran to a job and I didn't even know it till I got there, and I was a jerk. So, and we're gonna put the post in properly. So now I have a pivot point for the umbrella, so it doesn't have to just be like sticking straight up in the air. Sheila, you're so patient. I love you, girl. I love you. And I'm going to show you the proper way to, the distance of the rod to your subject with this. So hang tight on that. Okay. Now I take my Profoto A1 and I take the shoe, the foot, whatever they call it, right there. This comes with a lot of lights. Almost every speed light comes with some sort of foot, and they usually have a 1/4 on them. And that means I can screw it down onto that post, which I'm going to do first before I put the light on, but the light is on a cold shoe, and boom. So it all works out. If you do this a lot, you might, do you shoot mostly alone, no assistant? I usually don't use assistants. I don't know. I change things so fast. I never stick with the same kind of flow, and it just hasn't seemed to work out for me in assistants. Plus, I don't know. There's something about, I'm just a jerk, you know. I need to be seeing everything, changing everything. By the time I explain what I'm trying to do or what I want to change, I might as well just do it myself. So here's the cool thing about the Profoto A1 is that there is a modeling light, and you guys can see. And you can actually see how much of the light fills this umbrella as I push it away, right? I don't know if that's showing up on cam, or if I pull it in really close. What does that do? Well, for one, I'm going to turn this light off. For one, when it's close like that, you're focusing down the light. It limits the spread, but because it limits the spread, you are actually making it a harder light source because it's not filling the whole umbrella. If it's only filling here, then this is the size of your light. To fill this light source up, for one, I zoom the head out all the way and I put a dome on it to try to spill as much around this light as possible. Now, I'm going to lift this up a little bit more. So remember I told you I didn't want to max out the stand. Look at all this leeway I have now. And I'm going to pivot it down. And remember that because the light isn't completely in the center, my light's really about here for the hot spot, which is good because the hottest part of this light is going to feather over or away from my model, which is awesome. And I'm going to be like, hey, Sheila, could you face the light? And she'll be like, oh, okay, fine. I don't usually do this. I'm a real estate agent or a dentist that needs a headshot for LinkedIn, but she's going to do this. And now I have this 30-inch light source, and I'm pretty close to her, so it's going to be pretty soft. I think I could pivot it down a little bit more. I'm looking at the pattern it's probably going to create. I'm not going to be into it, and now I'm just going to pivot that. Cool. Let's do this with just that light, and then what I'll do is we'll refine it with some bounce, or we'll find some other ways to kick it around. Is there any questions on this here? How far do you keep the flash head from inside the umbrella, or does it matter? I just did the rod distance for you guys. A lot of people tend to purposefully dent their rods where they find the spot that they want. That limits you a little bit, I find. There's some rods that are actually octagonal so that they're flat, so they actually fit flush a little better. But pretty much the closer my light is to my umbrella, the smaller the light source, the harder the light, but the less spill that I get everywhere. So if I'm trying to focus this light down, that's an option. If I want it to fill more, if I want to splash around, if I want a softer light source, you drag that rod as far away from the umbrella without it going past the edge of the umbrella. You want it filling to about here, okay? All right, let's get a shot off. I am going to put on that remote that I have right here. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to put on channel 3. I'm going to test it. Does that show up? Can you guys see this? Let me see. Yeah, kind of. And I can actually look at this physically and look at the light, and it's filling my umbrella pretty evenly to about here, which is pretty good. Okay, let's put this on, and I'm going to set my light up. So now I'm in non-TTL. Actually, let me turn this into non-TTL. And I'm going to give this one extra stop of light because it got me the exposure without the umbrella on at the distance that I'm at. Now I put the umbrella on, it's going to eat up some light. So to compensate for that, just off the bat, just as an educated guess, this is what I'm going to go with. Let's take a look at what we get. And look at, oh, nice. Man, that was a pretty good guess actually on a white model. Not white, like Caucasian, but physically white. Let's take a look at her if she's got some hot spots. She doesn't. Look at that. There's texture all over her. All over her. And I can use my loop and you can see all the texture in there. But it's still pretty grim, right? And now you're going to say, but Seth, you're shooting against the white wall. Why is it so dark? Well, ratios. Again, you say because what's really happening is my light source is about 1 foot away from my model. However, my light source also is about 10 feet away from my wall. That's a 1 to 10. Some light's going to show up, not a lot, and therefore you're going to get a darker wall. I could drag my shutter and open it up, but the first thing I'm going to do before I do that, I'm going to take one of these reflectors that I got and I'm going to bounce some light in. I carried them with me, so let's refine this light. Let's do this. I'm going to keep my settings right where they are. Oh, I'm having some tether issues, sorry. I'm going to keep my settings right where they are. I'm going to take this bounce. Whoa, am I zoomed in by accident? Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, nice. I know, I put it in my pocket and that's what happens. Can I drag this over here? Sorry guys. This is what happens. This is what happens when I'm here by myself, I'm sorry. So I have silver and I have white. I'm going to go with white. I don't have to worry about direction so much. I don't want it to be a harder light source than my key light. And Jonathan Ward, thank you so much. Look, I'm doing this by myself, guys. I'm sorry. I'm fallible. So what I'm really going to do is make sure that the light that's going past her, I'm going to chuck it back in just like I mentioned before. So let's do that. Let's see. Just trying to, I'm seeing how close I can get this without it being in the shot, and let's take a look. Am I tethered in? There we go. Wow, what a difference, huh, guys? Right? So that's without the fill, with the fill. I don't need an assistant, Vanessa. You just want to come in the studio. And you can see how nice and smooth she is with just one speed light and stuff that I carried on my back, right? Now, what about that background? Well, what if I drag this shutter a little bit, right? We have that option. So what if I said, I'm going to drag it down to about I'll do an extreme and I'll do a 40th. Let's see what happens here. For room reflections. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry about the audio. It's the same audio I've been using. So I'm going to drag the shutter to about a 40th just to see what happens here. And because what's really cool is because I'm doing this, right? The windows that are actually where the light's coming from that I'm dragging my shutter for is being covered up. That ambient light source, this is actually flagging that light off. So it's actually beneficial to me. Now, when I drag it, the only light that I'm going to try to record is what's in the background, which is awesome. So let's do that. Let's take a look if that helped out at all. And boom, we have a background that's not black. So let's take a look at where we came from. We started here. We threw the light off camera with a speed light, with an umbrella. We used the halo reflector bounce, and then I dragged the shutter and got a not completely black background. That was all one speed light, one stand, an umbrella, and a reflector that all fit into the backpack. And I have even more stuff to mess with. If I didn't want to do this setup, I don't know if I got enough room for it. Let's see. Is this a tutorial of light angles from you or Daniel, or are you guessing? I don't know what this even means. Am I guessing what? I'm not really sure what you're asking there. All right, let me see. Let's see if I can get enough. Let's see if I can get enough height on this stand to make. Oh, sorry guys, again, I touched the screen. I'm sorry. I'm just covered in cables here. Sorry guys. Something that you're using for monitoring the feed has its volume on, and if you want to, it's no. Look. Oh, something just got screwy. Hold on, I'm gonna unplug this. Something got screwy. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this here. Maybe I'll get rid of the extension cable. Hopefully that helped out after this whole demo is basically done now. Did this help at all? Did this help? Let me know. Sorry guys, it's like a full room today and I'm screwing up the audio. All right, let's see if I can get some height out of this. And the reason I'm gonna do that is, and also I also want you to know that I'm using the umbrella over one of the legs, because if I didn't, it would just tip over, because we're getting pretty unstable here. In fact, I'm going to relax the legs a little bit to make them a little flatter, not too much. And I'm gonna see how much more distance I can get up off the floor here. Okay. So this looks like I'm pretty maxed out, but now I can get more of a pivot down. I don't even know if this is on camera, but now it's more of a light from up above coming down. So without a bounce, right? And I'm gonna go back to my flash sync of 250th. Without a bounce, this is what we look like. Wow, that's really nice. And that's just changing the angle. No echo. Okay, so now we know that the extension cable I was using is causing echoes. I apologize, everybody. If the first half of this demo was like inaudible, I apologize. So now we have this really clean, really nice light. I don't even have to do anything. I think I'm pretty much done on that. Ugh. But just for argument's sake, let's fill it in with the reflector. But just so you guys can see, it's really clean light, really, really clean. I mean, I can see every crack on the paint in this eyeball, which is fantastic. Yay, Nikon. Okay. Oh man, this whole stream was echoey. I apologize, guys. If you made it this far in the stream, thank you so much. So let's fill in this light just for argument's sake. Let's see what it looks like. Really clean. And I'm gonna put this right below. And I'm just gonna cut in some light right underneath her chin and open that up a little bit, even though I probably don't have to. Let's see if that helped out. Yeah, a little bit. Nothing detrimental, but it is a cleaner light. And again, if I wanted to, I can drop the shutter down to about a 50th. And we can take a look at that, and I should have a nice, more even light all across, and it's starting to open up. Will the diffuser reflect at all? The diffuser will completely reflect, and in fact, here it is. Let me go back to 2/50th of a second. The diffuser will totally reflect. Oh, I'm set to 24 millimeters. I apologize, guys. The shadiest stream ever. I apologize, everybody. Take a look. And yeah, so without this diffuser in there, we're looking at a darker shadow underneath the chin line. And you can see that. All right, so now we learned that the extension cable I was using was faulty. I apologize, but at least it wasn't all it was doing was going in and out between the two feeds, but for the most part, when I checked it, tapping this mic seemed to be the only one. Okay, so that's just one setup, right? Which I kind of dig, but then I was thinking to myself, well, what else could I do, right? Well, if I was somewhere out there, I'd probably say to somebody, first thing I'd probably do is look for like white walls so that I could do like a side light and have the bounce be the white wall, like a V-flat or something. But if I wasn't, right, like let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the umbrella. And just so you guys can see without the umbrella, right, just the light itself, and I'm gonna take down the light by a stop or so, because now it's a bare bulb. If I did just the light, let's take a look. You see how crazy hard that light is? compared to this nice creamy num we had going on. So maybe you'd like that. Maybe you want that harder light, the fashiony look. You know, you often see that for like swimsuit type stuff with that hard beaming light and stuff like that. But it was the cable the whole time. All right, I get it. It was the cable. Jeez. Ugh, I should be out there watching chicks get out of yoga class. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Instead, I'm in here sweating away with. I'm glad I'm spending the day with you. I swear. I swear. I swear. I'm really glad I'm spending the day with you. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get some nosh later, I promise. All right, I'm gonna spin her face forward. And I think what I wanna try to do now is use this Gorilla Pod. So I have the umbrella adapter. The umbrella adapter has a 1/4-20 on it. Make it pink. I'm not actually, you know, it's funny, I didn't pack any gels, but I could have in that front pocket, nice and flat. But I did not pack any gels, I apologize. Okay, so my umbrella adapter has this 1/4-20. Well, you know what also has this 1/4-20? The handles on these reflectors. So if I just took this and did something like this, let me put it, I'll take the post out and I screw it into here. Well, now I have something that actually holds this for me, which is awesome. And I put this back in there. And voila. Now I have a 2-stop diffuser panel that I could do whatever I want, really. It's just a matter, at this point, it's just a matter of, let me tighten this down a lot so it doesn't spin. And now I have it's on its own stand. But how do I get a light on here if I didn't have another stand with me? Because I only want to use what I'm carrying here today, right? Like that's my challenge for today. Well, I said I brought my Gorilla Pod, right? Well, if I put the Gorilla Pod on that Profoto little foot that it comes with, you can always use tissue paper. Yes, I can, but we're not doing tricks today. We're doing practical and what we can carry in our bags today. That's my thing today. So I'm gonna wrap this around. The Gorilla Pod is going to wrap around the umbrella adapter. I'm going to get it tight, and now I'm going to take the speed light, and now I have a light that can skip off of this, or I can go more directly through it if I want, or I can tip this down and do something like that, or I can do a side light. You can actually turn the modeling light on this and actually see how it skips around. I'm going to put this back up to the same power that I had it up for during the shoot-through umbrella. Man, I am fading right now. I apologize, everybody. Let me lock the shoe down. And because there's a ball joint on the Gorilla Pod, I can move this light however I want. I can bounce it off of a wall, go through this, make a super soft light, or I can just shoot it right through it. Let's start off with shooting it right through it. Or what I actually could do, just to make sure I can put that I'm not losing all this light this way, I can put the bounce card from the Profoto on the head, and then all that light that would have been wasted going up top will just go into the diffuser more, which is great. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, cool. What could go wrong, right? Let's take a shot with just the settings I have. We're just gonna take a guess on it. She's very consistent at poses. I know. Well, tell you the truth, guys, like as funny as this is, you could totally get a mannequin head or a styrofoam head for like, I think I saw them for like $3 sometimes. And you could actually just go over lighting setups and different, what do you call it? Shadow patterns and see what you like, see how to get it. So with just this, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Take a look at what it looks like. And, oh, that's really nice actually, really even. Can you guys see that? Is that, it's pretty bright in here, I know, but wow, that's really even and sweet. Wow, I don't think I want to change anything on that. Okay. What can we do to this? I tell you what, let's put some more light through it just for argument's sake. I'm at 7.5 on the power, so let's go right up to 8 and a couple. Let's take a look. Whoop, and I just moved the light like a jerk and it's wobbling all over the place and I lost my tether. Yay. Yay, technology. Hold on. I just knocked this thing completely out of whack. Just for reference, I would probably use a metal umbrella adapter over this plastic one. This literally was what I had in my apartment before I left the house because all my good stuff is in my think tank that I have at Adorama for when I do those demos. So I apologize. Let's take a look at this light one more time. Let's take a look at this. Oh, is it not firing? It is not firing. Is it not firing? Nope, not firing. There we go. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I had a setting up from a ghosting demo that I should have shut off because I'm a jerk. And there's boobs. There you go. Look at that. Boobs. That'll get me more. Oh, man. Now it's getting all avant-garde. Look at that. What is going on here? Sorry, guys. That's weird. I think the batteries in my remote are dying. And that's the one thing I didn't bring was more AAAs. Great. Maybe I do need an assistant. Let's take a look. Sorry, guys. Oh, this is ridiculous. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Boobs and we're done, pretty much. I know, right? Let me see. I just went through 4,000 frames that are just filling up my hard drive for no reason now. There she is. Okay, nice and clean. Really clean light. Look at that. Every crack in that paint showing up. Really smooth, all even. Let me take a look. I just want to see what it looks like against more background. Yeah, just so you can see how smooth it is on the background too. Because remember, all we're recording is this one light source. Boobs and we're done. Finally broke it. Yeah, I know, right? And then if I wanted to really even it out, if I had someone that was like, oh, I'll get rid of the wrinkles on my face or whatever kind of stuff, because you know, they always do that. You could just do a quick butterfly type setup real easily. And let me zoom out a little bit. And remember, I'm doing this with just one speed light. It's all just one speed light. And you can see how glowy it looks now. So you can actually see like the lips pop, and if she had eyeballs, they would snap a little bit more too. I bet you have a room in the bag of a set of batteries. I do have, yeah, I bet you have room in the bag. And so all I'm constantly doing here is just exploiting as much of this speed light as I can, not wasting any of the residual light that's gonna fly out, even across some sort of diffusing material so that it can become a bigger light source. If I wanted to, I could do this as a side light as well, because all I'd have to do is move this light more like this. Let me just wrap this around this way. If this A1 hits the floor live, woo, and it totally did in Paris and everybody's heart stopped, but we're not gonna get into that. If I just move it like this, right? And I drop this down like this, right? And now all I have to do is take this light and mount it the same way I just had it, but just sideways. Now I have a nice like window looking light because it's a large open source, right? It's not a soft box that has edge control. And when you're doing this stuff, just remember physics, right angles are stronger than not and things like that. So, let me see. Okay, So now I can push this like this. And I, normally if I had a window, I'd be like, could you turn towards the window? And she'd be like, why, sure. Because all my clients are super nice and always no attitudes, always. Like all of us photographers, all we have is super nice models. Hey, what's up, Tony? Big T, what's going on, man? All right, so let's take a shot like this. If I go like this, see what we get. Take a look. Very contrasty. It's a little bit too hard on her, so I'm gonna actually, I guess we'll take off a little bit of power. Let's take a look. Yeah, nice and even across her face. You can actually see that there's detail. Even when you think it's blown out, it's not. And if you want to talk about learning how to maintain highlights, shoot white paint. It'll get you really easy on that. Now, let's say I have the other one right here, right? So if I do this, let me zoom out a little bit, give you some more space. I do this, and she opens up a little bit more. So we were over here, and now we're over here. You see the difference? It's subtle, but I can actually bang it out even more, give her a little less shadow. If I put it in real tight, right until it's like just out of frame, and we open that up a little bit more. Boom, really even, really nice. And again, it's just one speed light, a reflector, and a diffuser, and that's it. Most of it is grip, right? Would this speed light be strong enough for doing this in the street in shadow? Yeah, actually, if you watch my Amsterdam video, you watch me pull her into shadows to shoot with just these speed lights. The thing about these lights are, especially the A1, is while on paper the numbers like 75 watt seconds, 76 watt seconds, or whatever they say it is, it sounds like it's just another speed light, but the lens that's on this light makes it so efficient that there were exact same setups and exact same shoots and demos that I used to do at f8 that I can now do at f13. I'm not kidding you. Like I'm really surprised at how much power you get out of this, because it's not wasting anything, and it's more efficient, and it's more even. It hits like an even, smooth, clean light, as opposed to a brick of light that you're supposed to modify to death. You could easily use this right in sunlight to fill in shadows and have it hit those shadows and gradate off really naturally without any modifiers on it. So it's a great fill light, great on-camera light. A lot of people are like, oh, put on TTL and hit the shutter, but you still have to do math. You still have to be a photographer out there, to make things look a little bit better. And I think that people are overlooking the lens on this light because they've never even used a speed light to a degree where they've seen the light from the square lenses in a manner that would be opposing to the way this looks. I've been using speed lights for so long, for such the majority of my work, that when this came out, I was really surprised by it. And the rechargeable battery and the recycling time is a dream. It really is. It's eliminated a lot of space in my kit that I didn't have when I had speed lights. I had to take truckloads of AA's, extra battery packs, things like that. They really did a good job on this. There's a few things I would change about the A1. They don't sponsor me, so I can say whatever I want. The head, I wish it locked. I wish it just locked wherever you put it, as opposed to just like a clicky spring. But if it had like a button that I could, like on my old Nikons, if it had an optical trigger, that would be great, because when I'm working with any other lights out there, or somebody else's system, or I could just chuck it into a scene and it would fire, that would be great. And I really wish the interface had multiple pop. That would be like awesome. And maybe the magnet system, I would make the magnets a little stronger for a few things. But all in all, what sold me on this light was the quality of the actual light that I'm recording coming out of it. The power efficiency and the battery, the recycling, it's phenomenal. The modeling light is just like this icing on the cake that you don't even realize you want to use it as much as I've been using it. It's great, it really is. So good job, Profoto. What about the Godox V1? What about it? No one's even seen it. No one's even tried it. We don't know anything about it. You have to realize that companies like Profoto have to put funding into research and development and really building these lights and these machines and these triggers out. And that's where some of the cost of the light comes from, when it's easy for someone to come by and just go, oh, that's a cool light, let's just make that light. And they cut out years of development and expertise and things like that. I will say that I looked at the lens on the prototype-y, whatever they call it, of the V1, and it doesn't look like this lens pattern-wise, so I don't know how it hits, I don't know how even it is, so I can't comment on that. Hey Seth, have you sorted the international postage for the merch? I have not. It turns out it's gonna cost me a ton of money, and I'm not selling shirts or any merch at the rate to cover the cost per month it would take for me to ship internationally. If it ever gets to that point, amazing. I appreciate you guys in the UK trying to buy some merch to support this channel, but I just can't get it out there to you. There was a time when I used to hand print my shirts and ship them out, but the money I had to put into that and the space for the inventory and things were just a nightmare. So I appreciate you guys. I mean, this is one of my shirts. If you guys want, I'll put the link below for my Shopify store. It features a lot of images from my work from over the years and some quotes and stuff like that. So all that money goes right into this channel so I can afford better things, like maybe a better microphone for my phone. I'd really want this channel to fund itself. So that was like 2 setups really easily. You also, if you wanted to, could set this up as just a bounce. Actually, you know what? This is already set up. Let's do that. I'll use this on camera, bouncing off of this diffusion panel as my light source. Let's do that. Let's take off this trigger. Let's do this. And I'll lock it down. And I'm even gonna put on the bounce so that the light only hits there. And let's take a look at what this looks like. Can't be too much of a mess, right? He said unwillingly. All right, let's do this. Let's take a look. Now bouncing off of the diffuser. Let's see what this looks like, this mess. Oh, not bad, little hot, little hot. I'm gonna take off about a little over half a stop, a little bit. I'm at 7.1, 2/50 of a second. Not bad, kids. Oh man, am I zoomed in? I zoomed in, I apologize. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Sorry about that, guys. So this was the first shot off of the bounce, and then this is the less power from, wow. They wish they made a way to lock the screen. Hey Daniel, do you know a way to lock the screen? Is that what this is? Nope, that says Vimeo. Oh, geez, I'm sorry guys. Are you or any other Adorama legend coming to the UK at any point this year? First of all, that's very flattering, but I don't think I'm some Adorama legend. I think that title goes to the veteran host. I'm sort of still new to the channel. Tell you the truth, we might be coming to see London this year. That's up in the air, but it would probably be around September. I'll let you guys know. Man, I am sweating my brains out. All right, but if we do, it's probably gonna be near September. Let me try this shot again. So I'm actually gonna come in closer physically, zoom out to like a 50 and just see what this looks like. Yeah, that's really nice actually. That's not bad. I'm just curious, if I did that, sandwich her in like this, what do I get? Oh, that's pretty clean light, dude. I'm really into it. I'm into it. You know, I used to have a wireless mic, but believe it or not, when they're made for iPhones, you run into a lot of interference issues. So I'd rather be dealing with this than constantly be like, so you guys asked me to bring merch to the UK. Just so you know, the merch doesn't physically exist until you order it. I don't make a good margin on it because of this, but I also don't have to put out thousands of dollars and storage space. So I wish I could, but I tell you what, if I make it to the UK, I will have a fat stack of stickers and pins if I can, for definitely for sure. What is the meaning behind Last Ex Witness? If you guys want to find out, I think I said it on Photo Brigade. So go on Facebook, Photo Brigade, and look for my interview with Robert Kaplan. I'm like going like this because I can't tell if I'm in frame or not. I should really stand up. But yeah, if you guys want to support this channel or any of the demos or any of my media in general, just go to my Instagram, click on the link in my bio. It'll give you like all these links that come up. Just click on the merch shop and go shopping. You guys can get some cool stuff like this baseball tee. It's, you know, my boy getting his first tattoo back in 2004, shot on Kodak 3200 speed film. Oh, I guess, yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. So that's all stuff that came out of the Wandrd Rolltop backpack, and I still have more. I still have like the Justin clamp, or you know, which I could easily put another reflector on or clip it to something. I could. It's all pretty much when you're using one light, you're using that as your key, modifying it, and then whatever residual light you're getting off of that, you're trying to shove it back in. So that's usually the name of the game when it comes to using the most out of one light. Any last questions on this one? This one's been running long, and I apologize about the audio for the first half of it easily. I didn't realize that I should have listened to the chat and unplugged that mic and checked it again. I apologize. Oh my God, I just want like a giant thing of water. Drinking coffee when your throat's dry is the worst. Any questions, guys? I hope that the audio was bearable for the first half. I apologize if it was just that bad. I'm gonna try to go live as much as I can on Saturdays. It's been a little challenging. I have to take paid shoots as they come, things like that. Did I bring some gels? You know what? I didn't. That's the one thing I didn't slide in there, but I totally could. I totally could. There's a whole flat front pocket on that bag, and I totally could have. So pretty much, guys, this was all the gear. Let me, sorry I'm off camera, guys, hold on. This was all the gear that came out of this thing, the Wandrd Provoke 31 liter Rolltop backpack, and I was able to do a lot of clean shots out of this. I mean, we got one, dragged the shutter, we did a little bit of the overhead, could even do a hard light look if you wanted, bunch of boobs, bad frames, because you know, we're live, some side light looking stuff, and some super clean. And this is all just one speed light, a bunch of grip, and just things that, you can do with one speed light. We could go more. Probably off the top of my head, I could already think of two more setups. One being bouncing it off of a wall, using your surroundings a little more. You know, you just want to make that speed light feel like a bigger light so it doesn't hit so hard, or you want to use it mixed in with lighting that exists. Like the sun outside is going to be hard, so instead of fighting it, shoot the sun as a key light almost, and dust in your speed light to break up those shadows. Great to see you back on. Should make That's Bananas t-shirts. Oh yeah, I never think of saying, when I say bananas, that doesn't feel like some kind of catchphrase. I've been saying it my whole life. Hit the like button, help the algorithm. Yeah, if you guys are into these, please hit the like button. Write me down in the comments if you're watching this as a recording. I'll put as much links as I can. If you're interested in any of this gear, I am not an affiliate in any way, but Daniel Norton is, so I'll try to put the links to Daniel Norton's affiliate link if you guys want to help either one of us out and go through his affiliate links. We really appreciate that as well. No questions, but keep up the great work. I really like how genuine you are, both here and on Adorama. It's a nice breath of fresh air from a lot of noise and YouTube. Thanks, Jonathan. I try really hard to walk the fine line of not offending vendors or too many people, and just saying what I really feel about being in this industry for so long and having done so much and where things are going and what is happening. I really appreciate everybody that's been watching Rewind. If you guys want to see more demos, if you really want to help out, go on Adorama's IGTV and go right through their whole channel. I have a slew of old demos on there that kind of got washed away because IGTV wasn't popular when they were uploaded. So go to the very beginning of that channel on IGTV, Adorama, and just hit like, write a bunch of comments. It all helps the algorithms, you know, we live for the algorithms. Price of the bag. So the Wandrd, this Wandrd bag, if you get it without the photo cube in it, and I think the smaller size starts at 180. I could be wrong, but I know that with the photo cube and the larger size and the straps and all this other stuff, it gets up to about 259, give or take. So depending on what features you add to it, what accessories you put on it, it goes from 180 to 259. But it does feel like a bag that I'm going to be having for quite a while. Everything seems really, really good quality. I am a bag fiend. Maybe one day somebody will let me do a signature bag for them, which would be a dream, because anyone who's been to my apartment has seen a huge graveyard of camera bags and backpacks. They've been a part of my existence forever. Being in New York, that's how we live, is through backpacks, from the street scene to shooting and being as professional as I can. Hey, thanks, Daniel. Man, I'm schwitzing. Let me know what you guys want to see on this channel. I'm trying. I really want to keep it all live. I don't want to do too much like edited and posted content. If you guys are into more talking head type stuff like the live Q&A, I'll get Daniel in here, have some more guests in here, we'll have some conversations. If you want to see some more live lighting demos, let me know what type of lighting you're looking to do. Let me know what style of shooting you're looking to get into. If you want to see gear reviews or overviews, if you checked out my IGTV, I did the overview of the Profoto remote, how to use these remotes and what the groups and channels and how to negotiate all that stuff. I did a video on that if you guys want to see more stuff like that. I did the C-stand video where to show you how to actually use C-stand properly. I did that on IGTV, but I could do that here too. I know IGTV isn't for everybody. Let me know what you guys are thinking. As always, I really appreciate all you guys engaging, all the comments, everything. You know, every little bit of that helps grow this channel, and I can only put into this channel if it's growing itself. So let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers. I mean, we're at like 820 now. I feel like 1,000 is in my grasp. I will see you guys soon. I'll try to go live on Instagram a little bit. And oh wait, so I'm doing a demo at Adorama this Tuesday. So if you're watching this late, it'll be on Facebook's live stream on Adorama's Facebook as a live stream. It'll be there. So if you're just watching now, you can check that out. A bag that can be taken on carry it with US All Airlines. Your likes, dislikes, and how much you can pack for a shoot. So far, like my kit right now is the Think Tank Security V3 is the best rolling case I have ever had, and it's a carry-on. And I carry 4 or 5 speed lights and a ton of grip in that bag. This Wandrd Provoke 31, I'm totally feeling it. And those are my 2 grabs for that. Is the mannequin single? Is the mannequin single? She is not. I told you. You're gonna get all these weird DMs. People are gonna send you these like plastic like dowels, like they're dick pics, but they're not, you know? Listen, there's other guys, but they'll never have what we have. I just want you to know that. And when I'm here by myself and we're playing video games together, it's just you. No one gets me like you. You know that? And you're such a good listener. Okay. Anyways, that's Sheila. I'm Seth Miranda. Let me know what you want to see. Keep watch on Adorama's Facebook for my other demos, Adorama's IGTV for my other demos, which are more frequent. And I'll be on Daniel's channel, I'm sure. Vanessa Joy, me and her are going to be doing something. And I'll be at NAB in a week. So if anybody's going to be out there in Vegas, let me know. And I don't know. I never know how to like dismount or like get out of these things, but because I'm usually shooting and not having an actual conversation with you guys. It's really weird. Shooting live is so strange. It's such a weird dialogue. Okay, it's really nice out, and you guys like that mannequin talk. I'm seeing all the laughs now. Okay. Are you guys more into speedlight, or would you rather see large studio strobe type stuff? I know I do a lot of speedlight demos because that's usually how I shoot, but I also do, you know, obviously bigger light sources, and we can get into that if you want. Let me know. And if you don't know me, check out Adorama's YouTube, Adorama TV. I'm on there every Monday at Adorama's Rewind. It's posted every 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I try to go live almost every other Tuesday or so on their Instagram, shooting something or doing something like this. All right, oh my God. Yeah, I know. I got Jonathan. I got to get some water. Last questions. Final call. You guys want me to stick to speedlights? All right. And again, if you guys like any of this and you want to throw some support and you're in the U.S., you guys can hook up yourselves with some merch with some of my photos on it from over the years, and all the proceeds go to helping out. All right. Oh my gosh, I am just over. Thank you guys so much for watching, and write me down in the comments if you're watching this on record, and I'll put a bunch of links in the. Oh, and if you want, throw a DM to Wandrd, WANDRD. Let them know that you saw this video. They really appreciate that, and so would I. And I will see you guys some other time. Both speedlight and strobe can use them from both. Yeah, you can really use them from both. If it's usually people trying to make speedlights look like bigger light, so that's usually the demos. Speedlight mixed with available light. Okay, we could do that. We could probably do that. Anything else, guys? All right. Oh my God, thanks so much. I gotta get hydrated, or I'm either getting hydrated or we're gonna get an ice cream cake. You wanna get an ice cream cake? I've been wanting one for like 3 months. Yeah? Crunchies, right? Okay. We can get something written on there if you want, even though we're gonna eat it. It'd be fun to just get something written on it. Okay, all right. I'm live, relax. Jeez, okay. All right. Sorry, I'm sorry. All right. It'd be nice to follow you on location too. Nate, if you want to follow me on location, go to Adorama TV on YouTube right here and just look at the live view playlist, okay? And you can watch me in Paris, Germany, shooting here, doing vampire shoots, shooting on location in Brooklyn, shooting in the Adorama event space, shooting in Amsterdam. It's all there. So just look at the live view playlist, and please hit like and comment on those videos so that they get a little bit of a boost, okay? All right. DIY light modifiers. Oh my God, I've done like 20 videos on DIY stuff. Okay, I will try to put together like the definitive DIY kit, I think. Me and Daniel got to do the Brooklyn kit sooner or later. Anything else? You and the Mannequin seems like the Umbrella Academy show. Oh, geez. Don't get any ideas. Relax, okay? She's got to put some clothes on. Sorry. Classless, this one over here. Sheila, the perfect partner, no back talk. She talks all the time. She doesn't shut up. I don't know what you're talking about. She's always talking. It wasn't, they're saying it. They are saying it. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'm totally fucking losing it. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I am out.